Hey. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my post-apocalyptic stream. uh what's going on, Coconut and Missy Summers? So I am dead. I've died. And my eyes turned red and well, technically this show doesn't have zombies, but we're gonna go with it. You know why? Because it's I don't care. Oh, speaking of zombies, I'm doing a stream on Wednesday, a zombie dedicated stream. I'll keep an eye out for that one. Not on my channel, on somebody else's channel. I live. That's correct. I don't have any zombie emotes or anything for my character. I can't do anything. I gotta get a better rig model. Who watched the show? Anybody? Last night? Anybody watch it? I did. It was an hour and a half long. I was like, whoa, this is a big first episode. And it was essential that it was an hour and a half long. I'll tell you why. Anyone who's played the games will be like, you know, you're going into the show having expectations. And it's like, you got to appeal, in my opinion, you have to appeal to gamers first, because isn't that kind of obvious? I know you're appealing to normies as well. You have to appeal to normies, but the hook, you gotta introduce the characters that we're familiar with. It's paying homage to the people that made your IP, your intellectual property, what it is, and you gotta represent that. And they did that. My point is, it was an hour and a half long because they spent the first half on, basically the first half of the show was the prologue to the game. And the second half of the show was the introduction of Ellie and Joel meeting. And it's like, without those two things, I mean, if you just did one of them, they could have ended it. They could have ended it right after the main prologue with the dramatic. This is a spoiler stream, guys. If you haven't played The Last of Us and you're like, Lofti, don't spoil it, what are you doing? Well, go back in time and play it or something, because you're out of time. It's been 10 years. The main character has a daughter, and she dies at the end of the prologue. And then we have a 20-year jump. But the point is, they could have ended it right after that death. If this was just a normie show, for like not for video game fans, I feel like maybe they would have done that. You know, had a cliffhanger where her death was the culmination of the episode. But because they're appealing to fans, they gave us a 90-minute episode with Ellie and Joel meeting. I thought it was nice. I thought they did a good job with that. You know what I mean? They give us a lot. What's up, guys? Love the shirt. Thank you, Missy. Don't plan on it. You don't plan on watching it, Richard? Oh. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're into zombie shows or post-apocalyptic stuff. But if you are, I would recommend it. I'll tell you why. I liked it. I'm going to pull up behind me. I'm going to pull up well, actually, I got to get rid of this first. Hold on. I'm going to pull up this trailer. Oh, boy. Not the trailer. The Last of Us Part 1 of the game. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I like this game. I don't love it. And I'm probably, by the way, I'm probably going to get demonetized because I'm playing Silent Hill music in the back. I don't know where to find, if anybody knows where to find good ambient music for streams, please let me know, or send me a website or something. I keep getting demonetized, but I appreciate the super chats because that helps. I played both. It says, hi, what's up, Power Keg? Greg. Second was ... First was good. Yeah, I didn't play the second one. A lot happened since the last stream. Currently holding my 4-day-old baby. Oh my God, you had a baby. Congratulations. My goodness. Malazan the Fallen. Well, that's great. Wow. Play Lofti. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Matt? What's up, Jack? Revenge of the Truffles. I don't care how good it is. I'm not watching it until the whole series is out. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, some people do that. Some people do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. There's different kinds of people in the world. I prefer watching shows with everybody else so I can talk about it, and you know, it's part of the fun. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're waiting until the show's out, and then you're late to the if you end up really liking it, you really don't have anyone to talk to because they're like, well, I saw that 5 years ago. That's just how that's maybe you have a different perspective, but that's what I noticed. Let's see. You ain't missing much Lofty with part 2. Yeah, eventually maybe I'll play it. But look, guys, this whole opening in the game. What was I was saying something before that, but I can't remember. This entire opening is in the show. It's now it's so easy to just do this. You know, the game is a movie, basically. The game is a movie or a TV show. And that's why I never really loved it. I like it, but it's not one of my favorite games of all time. Binge watching is more fun. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I just don't like the pros and cons of waiting 5 years to watch something versus binge watching it is like I would much rather not wait. That's just me. What's up, Shelby? Greg says I'm the one of those that thought The Last of Us was good, but I honestly don't see where the masterpiece people. Yeah. I was getting to that. Yeah. So like this opening is fantastic. And it's like, okay, this is all in the show, all of it. You meet his daughter. She has her own time alone at the house, and she's like, "What the hell's going on?" And they have this creepy dread. Well, see, I can't even really pretend to experience that for the first time because I know what's going to happen. But I'm assuming if you're a fresh viewer, you're like, "Oh shit, something bad's going to happen." And when you see the old lady, now I maybe I'll find a picture. Maybe I'll find a picture of this. But there's a part in the show where she stumbles upon an old lady, and the old lady's acting weird. It reminds me of like an M. Night Shyamalan scene from one of his movies, where like The Visit. And I can't, guys. I tried to pull up HBO Max, and it wouldn't let me play it on the stream. It was just black. You can't play like HBO Max or anything on stream. I can't find the picture. But you guys know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Too much build-up with Sarah. I kept thinking, get on with it. Well, I mean, that's how the game is. That's what people like about the game. There's this brief moment of character development before everything goes wrong, and you definitely need that in order to become attached to the characters. I disagree. I don't think they should have rushed it any more than they did. That would have been a bad idea. That would have just been like, you know, might as well just make an action zombie show instead of this. Yeah, it's the easiest to adapt. I agree. You waited 15 years for Rebuild Evangelion to finish? Oh, wow. That's crazy. So my point is, I thought they captured the beginning of this really well. Really well. If you guys like, it's a really good first 20 minutes of the game. It's fantastic. And, you know, the acting was great. Pedro Pascal is good. The daughter is I don't really care that she was race swapped. Doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Especially because she dies. It's like completely not a big deal. And she was good. She was decent. I think I heard Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers say the same thing. I totally agree. It's not really that big of a deal. The old lady looks like a dude from Saw. Hey, what's up, Flaccid? I think I'm going on your stream on Wednesday. Are you guys doing a zombie stream or something? Um, I think so. I get lost. I get forget where I'm going half the time. uh, but no, guys, I don't know. I wish I could play scenes from the show and get examples, but they're not going to let me. I have a here. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. So like,
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know.
a lot of this stuff from the trailer didn't happen yet. But yeah. So she gets bit, and they explain everything in the first episode. She is immune to the virus. It's kind of a big deal. And yeah, it's a little bit different than the way it plays out in the games. The games is a little bit more dramatic when they find out that she's bit, the daughter, or I'm sorry, Ellie. And it's like, what's her name pulls a gun on her, and it's a little bit different, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. And I honestly, I don't know about you guys. I don't want a one-to-one copied and pasted adaptation ever. I'd never want that, including stuff like Resident Evil. Like if they did, like what they did with Resident Evil 2 when they remade it for the the PS4 or whatever. The over the shoulder, like they changed stuff and they added some stuff, and you know what I mean? Like one-to-one adaptations to me, especially with film and television, it's like why even make it? It doesn't make any sense. Just play the game, you know? So I don't care about different like dramatic choices, because a director can do this, right? Or a writer can be like, well, I made a movie. If I would do it again, here's some things I would do differently, you know? And I kind of enjoy seeing that kind of thing play out on screen, like how Neil Druckmann may have done something different with the character interactions. I'm surprised the show was decent though. Yeah, I mean, it was scary. It was, I mean, you could say it was a little slow, but it was 90 minutes. It was like, The Walking Dead is slow. Every post-apocalyptic thing ever is slow. Fallout, a video game, is very slow sometimes. You're just walking, between the cities in Fallout is just like literally a barren wasteland. You're just like walking around. I don't know. I don't mind slow stuff. It's world building. It's like that's what it is. I don't need fast paced, Zack Snyder action 24/7. That's not me. That's not what I'm interested in. I mean, you got to have it though. Um, being a dad is great. Well, that's awesome. That is dope. I bet. I bet. I'd be like, if I had a kid, I'd be like, all right, son, uh, it's about time you grew up and watched some Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? I would be like, everything that I was hyped over as a kid, I'd be like, well, here we go. Now it's your turn. You know what I mean? That sounds fun. That sounds like a fun thing. Because I like nerd stuff, I like to bond over nerd stuff. Uh, honestly, I think at some point they should do a one-to-one to sell how much it would sell, to see how much it would sell. I think a lot of people wouldn't care. I don't know, man. That sounds really boring. It's like, if they did that, I imagine at some point you would just zone out. You'd be like, well, I know exactly what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, like word for word. And it's like, I feel like I would zone out. I I don't know. That's probably a bad idea. That's just my opinion. Um, yeah, it has to be interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're not now this game's story was never super interesting. I mean, it's a good story, but it is just a post-apocalyptic Mandalorian, basically. You know what? Pedro Pascal is so typecast in everything he does. Mandalorian, gotta look after Baby Yoda. Last of Us, gotta look after Ellie. Game of Thrones, gotta look after Tyrion. Gotta be Tyrion's bodyguard. It's funny. It's actually kind of funny. Um, but you know what I mean? It's one of those stories. It's the cool thing about this show is the suspense and the some of the some of the some of the world building stuff with like the different clans and the weird makeshift government and stuff and like meeting random people and not knowing whether to trust them, that that's just part of the genre. That's it's hard to innovate that stuff. It's just how it is. That's realistic how it would happen. um what's the show on a scale of 10? I gave the first episode like roughly maybe an 8, maybe an 8, maybe an 8, maybe 7.5, something like that. I thought the opening was incredible. Like this whole part here, let me get to a little. There's got to be parts of it in this stupid trailer. Oh boy. Like this part, right? When they drive by that guy's burning house, directly from the game, 100%. And it's like, it was cool. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Now, that's cool when you have like one-to-one stuff like that sporadically introduced throughout the thing. It's like, well, that's really cool. I like that. And they really blew up like this whole part in the beginning with a plane crash was awesome. Great special effects, great sound design. Oh, I never said it'd be good. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying, Power Greg. The games and the story is character drama. Yeah. He was funny in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Oh, Pedro Pascal was hilarious. Guys, watch this. Watch that Nicolas Cage movie. It's called Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's actually pretty funny. Um, I don't know if you knew about this, but it's
Would never do that.
It's the easiest
it's
game.
a
Play yourself.
What's his name?
Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal, and they're like unlikely best friends, and it's actually really corny but funny, and it's dumb but like a good buddy comedy. It's like like a good one, in my opinion.
Javi. Is
And Nicolas Cage is just Nicolas Cage.
Javi gonna want me to?
You know what I mean? But like this whole opening sequence is like they get in the car. They get in the car. They are this is the camera angle in the show. And they pull all this stuff off a lot, like some long one take shots, really really well done. Ellie is confused, or not Ellie, Sarah is confused, asking questions. Then they go to the city. See, this is the same shot I was just pointing at from the show with the burning house. Oh, I can't find it anymore. You know what I mean? It was just really well done. The choice on spores is not great. If not replaced, it will lose some suspense. See, I don't know. I guess I don't really remember why that was so essential in the game. They did change it, so the fungi in the show, it infects you in a different way. They have to like actually bite you in order to change you, as opposed to wearing. Now, the director said something about not wanting gas masks. Like every episode, people having to wear gas masks and covering their face. Kind of makes sense to me, but it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it'll come into play later, and I'll be like annoyed by it. But at the moment, I don't really care. Does that make sense? HBO has not made a show I hated or disliked. Maybe season 2 or something of Game of Thrones. HBO, they're good. They're good. They've made bad shows. Watchmen was ass. No spores. No, it's like a it's like a fungal. I don't even know actually. I probably have to watch this episode again. But they do have all the same fungi, creepy shit coming out of the dead bodies and stuff. But like this whole thing is just, it's so good in the show. I can't show it because they'll flag my channel. But it's great. It's great acting, great representation of the video game. Now is it the best video game thing I've ever seen? Probably not. Actually, maybe. But it's like, it's kind of cheap to even put it in the same category. Because it's like, well, duh, it's literally just a movie. I like Coconut says he liked the first episode, but also liked the first Halo episode. Same. I thought it was okay, the first one. It had a lot of action, and then it went horribly downhill. Um, yeah, one of the things that, yeah, I don't know, Greg. If I don't know if how they're gonna keep keep that interesting with the lack of spores. Oh, what's up, Mark the Cyborg? Arcane and Edge Runners. Yeah, that's the best. Arcane, Edge Runners. But that's, yeah, it's animation. This is a really, really good. This is already better than Uncharted. I'll say that. Same studio, same, Sony, Naughty Dog. It's already more accurate to the games. Yeah, I just don't want to watch people run around with gas masks the whole show, but I don't know. Oh, so another thing is the actor who plays Ellie is the same chick from Game of Thrones, right? And so is Pedro Pascal. It's HBO, but it's the lady, young lady Mormont or whatever her name is. She didn't. She was okay. I don't know. What do you guys think of her? I didn't think she was that bad. I thought she was a little aggressive, but I know Ellie in the game is a little aggressive, a little bit. Maybe not quite as aggressive, but she has to be in order to survive kind of in this world. She kind of looks like this this actress here. Let me find a picture. She, yeah. Let me think about this. Let me think. See, now this would have been great. This one right here. Watch this. This would have been interesting. The girl from Logan. I don't know. I think she would have been a good casting choice. I think HBO went with the girl from Game of Thrones because of that situation, because it was, it was their character from their other show. But this girl has, where is she? She kind of looks like she's got some kind of issue or something. I don't want to be mean. But like, something's wrong. And maybe that's like realistic because she was born during this this horrible apocalypse. So she's a product of incest or something. I don't fucking know. But I thought she was okay. You can't really get Elliot Page to do a turnaround and detransition and de-age and go back to being an Ellie lookalike. Can't do that. Yeah, it's fine. She didn't bother me, guys. I would show you parts of the show, but I'm kind of afraid to pull up anything related to that and just get a strike or something on my channel. But she wasn't terrible. I like the directing. I like the sets were fine. It was a little slow in the middle. I will say that. But then again, like here's another thing. I've never, like I said in the beginning, I've never been a huge fan of The Last of Us. I'm watching this show because I like the genre, and I watch anything of the genre. There's a movie called what the hell is that movie called? Cargo? Is that what it's called? No, not Cargo. It's about a girl. Zombie. Hold on, let me find this. This is kind of important. If you haven't seen it, it's a decent movie. Here it is. Maybe I'll play the trailer quick. Has anyone seen this movie? The Girl with All the Gifts? Not bad. Not a bad zombie movie. Now, I won't play the whole trailer, but basically, let me see if I can turn my volume up, desktop volume. Yeah. Dystopian future, I guess that's, yeah. She's a chubby kid. Dystopian future. I knew this guy back in the day that loved the first game. Miss that guy? Oh, well, you should reconnect and make out.
Rise and shine. Come on, up you get. Transit.
Hello, Dr. Caldwell.
Hello, Melanie.
So this movie's creepy. You got a bunch of kids that are basically, I guess, immune or some sort of immunity. They can control this viral thing. I don't want to give too much of it away.
Morning, woman.
What?
She was attacked by a monster. But then a girl came running up and killed it. And the woman said,
Yeah. So they need to eat. They need to drink the blood. They're like addicted, and there's a lot of interesting concepts in this movie. It's decent. I recommend it. I recommend it. Like there's
Everybody. Oh my God.
I don't want to spoil it, but it's like kind of like a little bit like a Danny Boyle-ish zombie movie. It's not the best, but it's a good movie. Tubi. It might be on Tubi. Yeah, Mark watched it. Power Keg Greg says, my gut feeling tells me this is going to end up being a mediocre story with The Last of Us skin. Possibly. I mean, I thought I thought the game was kind of mediocre, unless you count some of the more dramatic parts of the game. Like were pretty good. But overall, it's not my favorite story. Oh, there's somebody dumbass on Twitter was like this. All right, let me find this tweet. Let me find this stupid tweet. Well, maybe it's not a stupid tweet. I'm sometimes I'm too harsh on people. Here it is. I mean, it's kind of dumb. But like how the stars aligned for The Last of Us to become the greatest story that has ever been told in video games. Like, whoa. Polygon. I mean, you're supposed to be a game website. I mean, at least say one of the greatest. Like, this is like almost propaganda or something, or like paid shilling. It doesn't say that it was sponsored by anyone, but it's kind of dumb. I mean, I personally I can think of at least 20 stories off the top of my head that are better than The Last of Us. Including Uncharted. Uncharted 2 and 3. And Final Fantasy 7 and BioShock. Like what? What are we talking about? It's you could put it up there if you really want to, but it's like it's not my favorite. And honestly, this game here, this game, let me find it. Let me find it quick here. A Plague's Tale. Okay. Now this is a sequel. This is the sequel. Plague's Tale. But it takes place during like the Black Plague.
From what we do to
And it's kind of fucked up. And it's like yeah, I don't know if you can see what's going on. It's kind of dark. But basically it's like The Last of Us set in the Black Plague, medieval era. And when I say The Last of Us, I mean like you play as a character escorting another character around the whole game. And there's a lot of stealth missions, and the story is really good. Like that, it's very similar, actually. I think this is a better story. I'm not gonna lie. Mark liked it too. I didn't play the second one, Mark. Yeah, Jonah, are you talking about The Last of Us or this one? Gears of War, you think is a better story, Josh? Maybe. Yeah, it was groundbreaking for cinematic storytelling, I guess. I mean, Kojima has done just as good cinematic storytelling, but yeah, it was pretty groundbreaking. Smash the like button, like Joel smashed Granny's head in. says Flaccid. Yes, please smash the like button. Please hit notifications, because sometimes people comment very often that they didn't get any notifications. I don't know. Hit that button. Hit that bell. Notification bell. Bring out your dead, says Jack. Funny enough, I think the Plague Tale Requiem is trying too hard to be The Last of Us 2. Maybe, but I freaking love it. I love it. Yeah. It's a book too? What are we talking about? What's a book, Josh? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm not a fan of video game books, to be honest. Old white granny, says Freddy. Yeah, she's creepy. In the Last of Us episode 1, she was like, she was like turning into a zombie thingy. But this is a decent. Actually, let me go back. Plague's Tale.
Rated.
Yeah. It's got like medieval vibes and very violent, very. You played this character, and you got her brother, and you're going around. You're going around with a fire, and you can make. The rats will eat people unless you have fire in your hand, like a torch. It's creepy. Girl with the talents. Girl with all the talents. Okay. I hear the Halo books are good too. Some of them I've tried to read and are bad, and I probably picked the bad one to get it to start with. But I hear the backstory of I hear that some of them are pretty good. Kojima's better, I'd say. Groundbreaking thing The Last of Us did was, whoa, look at the graphics. You can see their eyes move. Yeah, cinematically it was pretty groundbreaking. BioShock is a good series. Yeah, fantastic. They got a bunch of new stuff coming out. BioShock. Yeah, like I wanted to talk about video game adaptations in general, because there's not really much to say about The Last of Us, other than that, it's an adaptation of the first hour of the game, and I thought it was fine. If you're a normie, you haven't played the game, maybe you'll like it more. I don't know. I can't put myself in that situation. But I'm excited for next episode, because the cliffhanger is they just went into this little behind me, this little like fucked up area where you're not supposed to go, and they're gonna get attacked next episode. There's gonna be some action, I'm assuming. So that's gonna be a big next week will be a good one to tune into. Actually, yeah, new. Oh my God, Greg, there's a new BioShock, there's a new System Shock, and then there's another game coming out called, damn it, Mark, tell me what it's called. Somebody, it's by Ken, it's like a Ken Levine game or something. It's a different property. Not Atomic Heart. That's the Russian game, which comes. Oh, by the way, you're not supposed to. Oh, yeah, let me look. Twitter is just a minefield of getting canceled. Everything you do can get you canceled. This is pretty crazy. This is look at this. Okay, do you guys know what Atomic Heart is? Well, hold on. Let me pull that up first. This is Atomic Heart. It's made by a Russian developer. And yeah, first of all, people are looting the robots. Sorry, I was right in front of the robots. But people are like, ooh, look at these hot robots. This is Atomic Heart. Like, what is going on? Like, what is that all about? Anyway, the point is, this game is getting canceled because it was made in Russia. Not even joking. I'm not joking. Here's the tweet. Atomic Heart. I think it's here it is. Here it is. Oh boy. Buying Atomic Heart, you're paying for terrorism. This dumbass. By buying Atomic Heart, you are paying for terrorism. By buying Atomic Heart, you are sponsoring genocide. For you, it's games. It's sexualized robots. And for Ukraine, it's the death of citizens and a tragedy. Playing this game is going to kill people. Okay, think twice. Do you want to be like this user below or be a human? And they and this is what this is they're talking about this guy. He said if Russia makes robots obviously a troll. If Russia makes robots like these IRL, they can nuke Ukraine for all I care. I mean, come on. Come on. Can we not joke about anything anymore? And this person's desperately trying to make you like miserable by posting just what does this have to do with video games? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And yeah, it's been in development forever. It's going to sell a lot. I hope so, because these stupid people, man. Who is this guy? I can't even. Some guy, Sivak Dima. Can't read anything on his timeline. Whatever. But like, I don't know. This game looks cool. It looks like BioShock a little bit. Like what why do people think that video games or any kind of art form, man, this is such a I wish I could find this clip from the movie Tar, which came out this year. It's Kate Blanchett. And in the movie, she plays like this kind of jerk like music composer, like a snot. I can't describe it. She has like this. She's like a world-renowned composer and an orchestra composer, and she's kind of a little bit of an like not elitist. She's actually, I think she's based, but the movie portrays her as kind of like somewhat of a villain, like Walter White. But in my opinion, my interpretation is she's based because she goes to Yale, right? I think it's Yale. Oh no, it's Juilliard. She goes to Juilliard. Let me find it because I don't think it's going to be Juilliard scene Tar. And she destroys the SJWs. Hold on.
The music
Here it is.
does not matter.
This isn't the scene. It's not on YouTube. I tried to find it before.
As long as you
But she goes to Juilliard, and a bunch of SJWs are like, or this one guy's like, let me find him. Here he is. This kid, he's like, I'll try to paraphrase what he said, but he was like, she was like talking about Bach, and he goes, as a BIPOC, pansexual, genderqueer college student, I'm not I'm not supposed to play or enjoy Bach's music. And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" No, she actually literally says, "What do you mean by that?" And he struggles to give an answer because that's what he's told to say. It's like copy pasta. As a BIPOC, pangender, person of color, blah, 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 I am not allowed to like anything by cis white men. And that's the extent of their intellectual capacity. And if you challenge them on it, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, I've never been challenged by this before. And then they go, well, it's because he's white and because he like slept with like multiple women. And she's like, what does that have to do with his art? Like, it doesn't. And this whole scene is fucking incredible. If you guys can find a way to find this scene, maybe I'll post it on my Twitter. But she just lays into this guy, and she forces him to try to play Bach, and he's still like, I don't think I should be playing anything by white cis men. I'm just not supposed to. And she's like, she literally said, "Oh, your whole identity is social media," and she was like, "So wait, let me get this straight. she asked him who his favorite musician was. He like named some like Icelandic woman, and he's like, "So wait a minute. So you're going to tell me you're going to sit on a piano and play music from this young white Icelandic woman who's a lesbian, and you're going to tell me that when people look at you, they're going to relate that her music to you? No, it has nothing to do with who's playing it or what. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing a terrible job of describing the scene. Terrible job. But yeah, dude, she just goes off. Like these people think that the Harry Potter people, the atomic heart people are like, well, atomic heart is um you know a Russian game, so therefore I'm supposed to hate it because Russia government does bad things. Well, then why are you on Twitter? Like if you, now these here, what's his name? Destiny made a good point. Let me find it the other day. Here it is. No, it's not that one. Oh, is it? Yeah, here it is. Destiny's like the easiest people to ignore are the people who don't play games, trying to boycott a game they'd never play while still supporting Elon Musk by using Twitter and paying for it, who they probably think is literally Hitler. If you care about this shit so much, deactivate your Twitter account. Like, duh. Duh. People are stupid. What's chat saying? Yeah, it was great, Gearmaster. Do a Harry Potter reading for the lols. I'll do a Harry Potter stream. We're gonna do a giveaway. I gotta talk about that in a second. I've been looking forward to this game for a while. Love the Slavic. Yeah, I like that. Atomic Heart looks great. Yeah, influenced by the Roswell incident, maybe. You hate Harry Potter, it's just not your thing. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, if you hate it, don't buy it. It's just don't just, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I'm buying 2 copies to give away because I don't know why. It's just just to be funny. But I know I'm playing the game. The game looks awesome. I think it looks really fun. Look, and now it has to launch. If the game doesn't launch finished, and if it's fucked up like Cyberpunk, I'm not going to be kind to the game. I'm going to roast it. You know, just because these people are hating on it doesn't mean that I have to automatically like it. This person and her diversity clout. Yeah. And it's like this person, Sarah Daniels, for someone who was literally a poster child for the Hogwarts School Choir at Universal Studios. If I cannot buy Hogwarts Legacy, so can you. It really is that easy. J.K. Rowling is harming people I care about. Oh, she isn't! She's not. No. No. Shut up. Nobody's getting harmed. If anyone's getting harmed, they're harming themselves. I hate to break it to you. They're harming themselves. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. Yeah, it's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. And like, it's so stupid. There's another one too. There was another Rowling. Oh yeah, look. Villain, protagonist, capitalism, genocide simulator. Those are the tags that people are tagging under Hogwarts. And the DiCaprio, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. It's funny. But like, you know, I don't know how we got onto this topic. Video game adaptations into movies or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it's bad, guys. Ignore. Yeah, this scene's great. This scene's great. This guy gets up and leaves.
Kind of differences in you and the artist.
He gets so mad.
The mic drop moment.
And then she gets fucked because people are recording it and they edit it and they take her shit out of context later and she gets canceled. It's a pretty good movie, guys. It's called Tar. And she's going to win Best Actress, 100%. Guarantee. She already did at the Golden Globes, but for the Oscars, definite. Unless Michelle Yeoh sneaks in with some sort of I know everything everywhere all at once has like a really big wave right now of energy. So Michelle Yeoh might actually end up winning that, but I think Blanchett is a better actress. Yeah, we'll do a giveaway. We'll do a Harry Potter giveaway. And I'll put on a Harry Potter hat or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I was going to ask you guys, what should I do with that? Should I buy a PS4 5 copy or a PC copy to give away? I don't know what to do. Like PC is difficult because you guys have to have 32 gigs of memory in order to play it. That's what I read. It's kind of a big fucking game. And your PC might not handle it. I don't want to give it to somebody and then it crashes their PC. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. But yeah, what do you think, guys? Like, is this Last of Us remake a good? Is it showing signs of positive direction in the adaptation, video game adaptation stuff? Like Mario is going to be great. I think that's going to be a big one. But like, I don't know. God of War is coming out. Amazon, I think. I think we have a BioShock movie in development by wow. Let me look this up. I always forget. BioShock movie is oh no, okay. It's Francis Lawrence who directed Hunger Games Catching Fire. He directed I Am Legend. Not a huge fan of I Am Legend. They absolutely destroyed the book. They just destroyed it. And they turned it into a Will Smith action movie, and I didn't love it. I think a lot of people like it. But I think it's one of those movies that was like it's like undeserving of its hype. I can't. Not a huge. Anyway, he's doing the BioShock movie next. See you, Greg. See you, Greg. Yeah, this isn't really a big stream tonight. I just wanted to cover the episode, talk about it. And it's boring, too much filler. Are you talking about this show? Yeah. I doubt she will win. Ezra Miller. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah. The book, guys. The I Am Legend book is really good. Richard Matheson, good author. Was Tar schizophrenic? Possibly. Yeah, she heard things in her head and stuff, and she was getting fucked up. She was on medication, and she didn't really deserve to be canceled, to be honest. But I don't know. I liked it so far. Last of Us. Turn the Silent Hill music back on so I can get demonetized. For me, I would like to see kind of it's like I want to see a Metal Gear Solid adaptation, but I don't at the same time. I want to see now. I think they're doing Death Stranding. I think Kojima said he's going to do a Death Stranding adaptation. Oh, Last of Us, Gear Master. I got you. Yeah. What other games, guys? Resident Evil has failed every time they tried it. I mean, Raccoon City was like, it was okay, and then the ending sucked. in the beginning, I didn't like it. But I don't know. I'm getting a lot of vibes from the community that we're in. That a lot of people like this show. It's interesting. I thought everybody was gonna hate it, and I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, but I had a feeling it wasn't gonna be terrible. I was like, Neil Druckmann's involved. It's probably not gonna be terrible, even though I don't really like the guy. Psychonauts cartoon, Hellblade 2. Death Stranding movie is a standalone story set in the same world. Yes. It's exciting. Kind of. I don't know. Is Mads Mikkelsen going to be in it? I hope so. Maybe, probably not. Norman Reedus. Oh, here, speaking of Death Stranding, we got the whole squad right behind me. We got the creator. We got Mads. We got Norman Reedus, and we got that black guy with the mask on. I love this picture. I love this picture. It's just me and the boys hanging out. Me and the boys. Me and you guys. Just hanging out. With nothing to do. No worries, no responsibilities. Just sitting on a sidewalk somewhere, just chilling. That's me. It's literally me. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of... I feel like video game adaptations are going to be the next Marvel, like not Marvel, but like, I feel like they're just going to start hitting one, two, three, four, five, like 5 every year or something. And then, you know what I mean? Like, this is endless amount of content for Hollywood. It's like, well, they've already capitalized on all the reboots. What else could you reboot? Like, are they going to... You can't keep rebooting stuff. Now they're going to have to remake video or adapt video games. I think Razor Fist talked about this. I think he mentioned that video game adaptations might be like the next big thing. Maybe I'm wrong. If Mark says if I were there, I'd look at X-Ray Girl and say, "I'm sorry, honey. I'm going to have to go over there and smoke a cigarette." Yeah, right? Like everybody would just be chilling in this little corner. All the girls be like, you can go stand over there, honey. Go over there. Go shopping or something. Hanging with the boys. Can we adapt Chris Redfield punching a boulder? I hope so. But like, I don't know, man. Video game adaptations is just, especially, like, look. We're getting Mario. It's gonna make $1 billion. Then we're gonna get a sequel. Then we're gonna get a Donkey Kong spinoff. We're gonna get a Yoshi's Island spinoff, probably. We might get a Luigi's Mansion spinoff. We might get, you know what I mean? Like it's going to what's the word? Cascade. It's going to cascade and an exponential increase in volume every year, and that could be fun because I like the idea of a Nintendo cinematic universe, like a Toy Story kind of vibe to it. Because I like the Toy Story movies. Except the last one. Well, it wasn't terrible. I have a great convo about cinema and culture better than anyone, just not on the internet. Yeah, I used to talk to people. I used to go to the bar and just talk about movies all the time with my friends. And then those people moved away. Now I have to talk online about that stuff. I don't know. Now the problem with Last of Us 2 could get really woke. It could just plummet into like woke retardation. You know what I mean? Like imagine if they introduce Abby. Like, I have a feeling they're going to introduce Abby. Because it'll be... I don't know, guys. I'm not going to say this show's... I don't know. People like jump to conclusions. Like, if you like the show, they're like, "Dude, Lofti, it's going to get woke. You're stupid." And I'm like, wait, I'm not stupid. I know it's going to get woke. But I like the first episode. Like, calm down. Jesus. I'm allowed to like half of a season. Or like two seasons of something like Walking Dead, and then I'm allowed to say, "Oh, The Walking Dead lost it. It lost its magic." You know, you don't have to be like, you don't have to be like, "Oh, I knew all along it was going to get woke and bad, and I'm better than you are." Well, no, you're not, because I agree, it's probably going to get woke. I'm just, I don't know. Abby will 100% be in the hospital scene. That's why I'm dubious. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't care. Like, to me, this show is like another just random show on a Sunday that I'll just like pop on. You know, I don't care. There's other shows that I'm hyped for. Severance is freaking incredible. Severance, everybody go watch it. Remember when Kojima quit smoking, Lofty Pixels? I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. Oh, what was I just saying? I was talking about something. This is why we need to be careful. Otherwise, we become just another mirror image knee-jerk reactionaries. Yeah, I just like... I don't like people who think they're better than everybody else because they're like, I called it. I knew it was going to be woke. I called it and I didn't watch it. It's like, well, no, you didn't call it any more than I did. I'm very aware it's probably going to get woke. Same thing with anything I watch. But it's like, I'll watch it until it doesn't. I will. And I'll watch, that's what happened with Arcane. And I was like, I'll watch it until it doesn't. And it never did. And I love it. So those people are missing out on Arcane. And I feel like I won. I won. And Edge Runners. I won. And The Boys. I'm winning. People are like, that show's woke. It's a little woke, but it's not, it's also like not woke. Because Homelander is a fucking badass. And they make him cool on purpose. And then it pisses off the SJW lunatics who are like, you're not supposed to like Homelander. And I'm like, well, sorry, he's fucking likable. Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. Like, I'm sorry that you're jealous that we have a toxic male masculine character that's a fucking badass and funny and I know he does. Yeah, I hate the guy, but he's funny and it's very entertaining. Severance and Arcane are good. Yes, guys. Holy shit. Nobody's talking about Severance. Well, some people are. I think Nina Infinity likes Severance, and she's one of the people that. Let me find a. Guys, if you don't, does anyone not know what Severance is? Does anyone? Oh man, this is Severance.
Because you chose to come back.
Whoops. Sorry, I put the thing in the thing. Wait a minute. How do I get my character? This is Severance.
Hello, my name is Mark S. And I have, of my own free accord, elected to undergo the procedure known as severance.
Now, okay. You see what just happened there? Watch this. Oh, wait, let me go back. So he gets in an elevator. And he becomes a different person. Now, I'll explain that. There's a procedure that you take. It's called the severance procedure, where you can sever your entire identity in your brain to, and the purpose is so that you can go to work and then not have to, basically you're two separate people. Your work personality is a separate personality from your home personality. And some people, like the main character, are dealing with like tragic loss and depression, and it's very attractive to them. They're like, okay, I'll do this procedure so that I can forget about my dead wife half of the day, and I can go to work, and I don't have to, and basically when you come back out of the elevator, it's like you don't remember anything that happened at work. And it gets fucked up, guys, because the story goes that the version of you that's at work is stuck at work, and every time you leave work, that version essentially goes to sleep, and the other version of you wakes up in the outside world. So the one part of you is free and running around and doing things in the outside world, and the other one's trapped in this horrible environment. And it's very much like a Truman Show, kind of eerie, creepy, like a little bit Eternal Sunshine. I can't describe it. This is the best show by far on Apple TV. It's one of the best shows I've seen in the past few years, to be honest. The final episode really blew me away. And John Turturro is fantastic in this. Ben Stiller, by the way, directed almost every episode. And it's so good.
What's for dinner? We warned you.
You got John Turturro, you have Christopher Walken, you have the guy from Parks and Recreation. Hey, guys, it's a really cool concept. And then like these people don't know anything about their outside selves. They don't know anything about their outside selves. They're stuck in here and they're like, well, we're told that our job is important, and they don't even know what they're doing for their job. Their job is so mysterious. It's like, I don't want to give anything away because this is one of the most, it's like a really good M. Night Shyamalan TV show. A little bit. It has like twists and stuff throughout the show, like a couple different twists. but it just gets better with every single episode. And the ending is a big cliffhanger.
Greeting? You were kidding. We hate it. How many reasons did we come up with?
8.
And then, you know, Patricia Arquette, who I can't stand, but she's okay in this.
Nothing is what they say.
What's happening?
And
What is it?
yeah, I'm not going to spoil more of it. What's that music playing? Oh, it's this. It's great. Go watch it. Sounds like a good way to become a double agent. Yeah. Big names. Yeah. Paying for Apple TV for one show? No, I watched The Servant as well. That's M. Night Shyamalan. It's another TV show. It's not bad. The Servant's okay. Yeah, The Servant, I don't know. I can't really recommend it or not recommend it. It depends on what kind of horror you like. Like slow burn suspense horror. You might like it. It's creepy. Oh, thank you, Snafu. What's up? Thanks for the $2, Snafu. Welcome. Yeah, guys, I stream. I got Apple, I got HBO, and I'll rotate. Like if there's nothing on, I won't pay for it. I don't have the patience and energy to sit on my computer and download like 30 gigabyte, you know, series of things of a show, and I don't care. I don't care enough. Don't care enough. And I'm not, you know, I don't know. Apple is the MLB in football now, I guess. Yeah, I'm not a pirate person. I never have been. I used to be when I was looking for shows and movies that like movies that don't have distribution at all in the US. I still do that. Like I'll pirate, you know, some, you know, Italian film from like, you know, Antonioni or something that has never been released in distribution, but I want to watch it, I'll pirate it, you know. But I don't mind paying for content. Like I don't care, you know. Like I said, it's just kind of a hassle for me to like, okay, now I got to download every single episode, all 37 episodes of Dark on my hard drive, and then sit on my computer and click play when I could just be sitting on my couch on my big screen TV. And then whenever, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't even know what you want to watch. You sit down and you're like, what do I want to watch? And so then you browse Apple, you know, Amazon, and you're like, fucking Lone Survivor. I haven't seen that in a while. And you watch it instead of having to wait 45 minutes for it to download. And then by the time it downloads, you're like, well, I don't want to watch it anymore. You know what I mean? I just don't care, guys. I'm sorry. I don't care. And a lot of the times, these torrent websites don't have like 4K quality, like audio quality. They don't have 7.1 surround. They don't have 4K. They don't, you know what I mean? I just don't bother with most of the time. Don't bother with it. And I don't boycott almost anything. Almost anything. I guess I would boycott limited run games, but I've never bought anything from them, so I'm not really boycotting. But like I have Netflix, I have HBO, I own a Nintendo Switch, even though Nintendo is one of the shittiest, you know, companies on the planet in terms of like copyright violation, like they're fucking Nazis. Nintendo's the worst. They like cancel a Smash Brothers tournament because they didn't tell you that you can have it. It's like, fuck that. But I'm not going to boycott. I bought a Switch. Fuck it. I don't care. I have an Apple. I have an iPhone. I'm going to play Harry Potter. I'm not going to boycott. That's not my personality, guys. I don't care. I don't care enough. There's not a Severance movie. Oh, there might be. Actually, yes, you're right. There is. Totally different movie. 2 movies you saw recently are Hustle and Argentina. Oh, okay. I bought a lot of limited run games, sadly. Oh boy, Mark. Oh boy. Well, you learned your lesson, didn't you? I know, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I don't care. I don't care if you bought limited run games. I don't care if you still buy them. But you probably... it's kind of a shitty thing what they did. I wouldn't buy any of their stuff. Unless you can't get it anywhere else, but that sounds like what they do. That's kind of their thing. So maybe, I don't know. Oh, another thing that bothers me about that whole conversation, guys, I'll tell you right now. Tell me if this makes sense. I want to debate somebody about this because there needs to be a back and forth, because every time one person, it has to like get, sometimes ideas have to get whittled down to their like core in order for like the truth to be exposed. That's why I think sometimes debates are good for rhetoric and conversation and for society, because it's like, well, if one idea isn't up to par, and it can easily just be destroyed in a debate, well, that idea sucks and you shouldn't pay attention to it. But my point I'm trying to make is this: I get people yelling at me for going to the movie theaters and for paying money for like Disney, like going to see Avatar, for example, or going to see any movie. Some people are like, why do you pay movies at the theater? You should not give Hollywood your money, or you shouldn't give Disney your money. Or recently there was a big stupid one. Hold on, let me think about it. What was it again? Some guy on my Twitter was yelling at me. Fuck. It was like something to do with, I can't remember. But basically, he was like, you shouldn't give them your money. Damn it. Can't remember what it was. But here's the point I'm trying to make. I will not let these people, that supposedly hate me. Oh, that's who it was. James Cameron. They were like, why are you going to, don't give Avatar your money. James Cameron hates you. And I'm like, first of all, no, he doesn't hate me. If I went up to him in the public and was like, hey, I love your movie, he'd be like, oh, that's awesome, thanks. And then we'd get a picture, and you know what I mean? He doesn't hate you. Second of all, I am not going to let these idiots in Hollywood or anywhere tell me, or not tell me, but I'm not going to let them dictate what I have fun doing. I am not going to completely abandon my hobby because some people in Hollywood are stupid, or like some people are woke. I'm sorry. I will determine what I watch and what I do. Now, I'm not going to let SJWs dictate what I watch, and or you, or anybody else. Does that make sense? And I don't care. I don't care what anyone has to say. I'm not like I like watching movies. I'm not going to stop watching movies. I don't want Hollywood to die. That's you. That's you. You're fighting a losing battle because it's not going to die. The vote with your dollars. I agree, Flaccid. Don't buy Harry Potter because of J.K. Rowling. Oh, you don't buy it. Yeah, I don't buy Harry Potter because I don't have the specs for it. We are not the same. But like, guys, it's not just Avatar. It was like some other thing that somebody was yelling at me about. I can't remember, but it's like, I'm not going to just abandon my hobby because you guys think that I'm contributing to some sort of, I'm like helping them or something. Like, I don't care. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about you or them. You know what I care about? What I want to do. If I want to have fun with a video game or a movie or a show, or go see Avatar, or go see a Disney movie in theaters, fuck you. I'm going to go do it. Because I'm selfish. You know what? You should be selfish too. You shouldn't care what anybody else thinks about you. Just have fun. That's like the point of life. Don't get so high and mighty about like your efforts to like jam your dick inside of the ass of the culture war, or whatever the fuck you think you're doing. You're actually probably just making your life more miserable, really. You're like, well, I'm making a difference. But then in reality, you have like no hobbies and you're fucked and you're bored every day. And you're just like, what am I going to do? I can't do anything. I don't like anything anymore. You're boring. Just stop being boring. You know what I mean? The problem is people don't know how to debate anymore. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that depends. You need good representation of an idea. Been watching 50s Brando. Well, yeah, there's also nothing wrong with going back and watching old stuff. That's fine. That's excellent. If that's your definition of boycotting, going back and watching like 80s movies or like, whatever you want to do or whatever you're into, that's perfectly fine. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to support anything. It's the opposite of what I'm saying. What did Mark say? You agree with? Vote with your dollars. Yeah. Been watching 50s Brando. Streetcar Named Desire is a great movie. On the Waterfront's great. Marlon Brando's great. Apocalypse Now is fantastic. If The Northman made a lot of money, then Hollywood would try to make more movies. Look, this is what I said the other day. Let me find it. Let me find it. I went to the Kino Corner. Here we go. Watch this. Kino Corner was like, oh, I can't find it here. Hold on a second. January 9th. What the fuck? Is he not posted recently? He said something the other day. What did you say? The Northman. Oh. Oh, no, it wasn't that. It was Actual Justice Warrior. Actual Justice Warrior. He was like, this is what I was talking about. People don't watch original movies unless it's... Okay, this is what... Somebody said... Oops. Somebody said, in Hollywood doesn't make anything original anymore. And either because of it or it is the cause of it. I'm not sure what they're referring to, but he was like, people don't watch original movies unless it's the horror genre. This is why everything needs built-in fans. Original ideas is everyone's stated preference, but their actual preference is to put Harrison Ford's corpse in the same clothes he wore 50 years ago. And you know what? He's kind of right. You guys, not you guys, but when I say you guys, I'm talking about the collective majority. You don't pay, you don't go see shit. This is what I said. I said The Northman only made $70 million because most audiences are retarded and only go see pop culture NPC bait, and then they complain that they don't make enough movies like The Northman. It's actual insanity. It's the definition of insanity. It's like, they don't make enough original movies anymore, guys. Give money to Hollywood. Hollywood sucks. Well, here's an original movie, an excellent one, and nobody fucking went to see it. And then you're making your gaslighting and saying they don't make original movies when they do. Then they make less original movies and less and less and less and less of them because it's your fucking fault. Go watch this movie. Go watch it. Go watch good movies in theaters. Support your like local art theaters or whatever, like where they play, good stuff like The Whale. Like you could probably, I bet a lot of you guys live downtown somewhere, like in a city or near downtown. You could probably go watch The Whale tonight with Brendan Fraser. Guarantee it. It's probably available somewhere. Like I just haven't had time. But like, don't just complain and then only go watch, Indiana Jones. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. 3 tickets to The Northman. Yeah, I watched it once in theaters, but then I bought the 4K. So, I helped. A lot of these people make money from DVD sales too. So like, that's why I still buy physical copies. It's like, I like to support them. I don't like to pirate because of that either. I really don't like to pirate things, especially if I know I'm going to like it. And if it's like a really good, like something that I'm like, oh, I just, you know what I mean? I feel weird pirating like modern stuff. If it's out of print and has zero distribution anywhere, like an old, like early Kurosawa movie that actually all his stuff's in the Criterion Collection. You know what I mean? Like some like old Greek film that like nobody just like Janus Films or something, like maybe they have distribution, but then I'll pirate it. Then I'll be like, well, the artists would want me to watch their movie and they're dead and there's no distribution. So of course they don't care if I pirate it. Of course. How else am I going to watch their movie? Like that to me is a completely sane argument. The 70 million. Oh, sorry. The 70 million was me. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy a little bit. Now, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm yelling at I'm just yelling at people that do that. Brendan Fraser is getting awards. Yes. I'm happy too. I bought The Lighthouse on Blu-ray too. I have The Lighthouse. I got a bunch of movies I like on Blu-ray. I just got the entire series, every season of Hannibal on Blu-ray. You pirate Lofty streams. He doesn't get any revenue from the ads. Oh, yeah. You better not, you dummy. I'm kidding. I don't care. I don't get revenue because all my fucking streams are demonetized because I play mute. I don't know how to. Flaccid, how do I find music that's monetizable for my streams? How do I find it? I don't know how to find it. Anyway, guys, I just kind of went on a rant there. Have absolutely nothing to do with the topic of the stream, but it had to be said. And I'm forgetting. I wanted to talk about in depth about that whole topic. I'm forgetting a million things, but maybe I'll set up a stream around that someday and get a panel together, talk about it. I know people like, I think RGE would strongly disagree with me about this, and maybe Tug, and it might be a good debate, but I think I'm right. I think I'm right. Million, let's see. You lost interest in seeing anything put out by those people? I'm not sure who that is. Brendan Fraser and Kiwi Kwan bromance. Oh, it's such a great bromance. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Brendan Fraser. This guy is so wholesome. And then these two. Look, they're giving each other, they have a hug. Oh, I need to fix my music. They're giving each other a hug. It's so wholesome. This is the guy from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's Brendan Fraser.
I was in the wilderness.
We're going to watch this in a second. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. Somebody said, my local theater is gone. Oh, shit. I have like 4 or 5 local theaters. I have 5 local theaters within 10 to 15 minutes from me, including one IMAX, one like art house theater that plays like old horror movies on Friday nights. It's like the world's 2 nicest dudes decided to become friends. That's exactly what it is. Let's see, what did I miss back in the day? Execs know that the audiences don't want something different. They want the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Hooba Stomp. Hooba Stank. Whatever your name is. Yeah. Don't waste your time limited on Earth judging others. Yeah, don't judge people if they go see a movie that you think is woke. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What's up, Shield Wall of Dragons? We're about to watch this. Just watch this for a second. It's quick.
I was in the wilderness.
Now he did a movie where he had to play a fat character and he had a fat suit on and it was like extremely realistic and depressing. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently he's won Best Actor for it. Called The Whale.
Yes, and I probably should have left a trail of breadcrumbs. So, but you found me, and like all the best directors, you merely just showed me where to go to get to where I needed to be.
Sorry.
If you, like a guy like Charlie, who I played in this movie, in any way struggle with obesity, or you just feel like you're in a dark sea, I want you to know that if you too can have the strength to just get to your feet and go to the light, good things will happen.
I'm gonna cry again for like the 4th time. He is such a wholesome person. Oh, I can't even stand it. You know what I mean? The fuck, guys. Uh, it's great. That'd be the dream thing to hear as a director. I know. That's Darren Aronofsky, by the way, directed that movie. He did Black Swan. He did I like Darren. I wish people I want to talk about Darren Aronofsky movies. Black Swan. He did The Wrestler. He did Noah with Russell Crowe. I thought was excellent. Although a little bit different from the biblical Noah, but it's actually not that different. I mean, thematically, it's similar. Visually, it's just its own wild thing. I thought it was actually a really well done movie. Brendan Fraser is the new Tom Hanks. I don't know, man. I just think he's Brendan Fraser. He's such a wholesome guy. Do I have a Discord server? No. Well, I do, but I had one like a year ago, and I stopped using it. I don't really like Discord. I haven't. I probably have. I probably should. I probably have messages from people. That's how I was going to get in touch with Crypt Daddy. I don't know. Maybe I'll revive it. I just don't like using it. But maybe I'll revive my Discord, and we can do. I'll figure it out. I'll figure that out because I might. I was saying that the other day because I might need to in order to do to schedule like if certain fun events in the community like movie nights or like I want to do like a March Madness tournament but with movies. I have like a really cool idea for that. But you know what I mean? But if I revive that, I'll let you guys know. I'll send a link out. What was I saying? You don't like Noah Flaccid? I don't know. I thought it was cool. I thought it was kind of cool. It's weird, but the music was amazing. I like the giant creatures. Requiem for a Dream is his best movie. The best movie you've ever seen, which you don't want to watch again? Oh wow. I like it a lot. I like it. Yeah, he's just a good director. The Fountain is a good one with Hugh Jackman. Really good movie. The Fountain. Oh my God, the music in that is so beautiful. What was I saying? I always forget what I'm saying, guys, sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of The Fountain. Oh, you are a big fan. Dex Hart. Nice. I agree. Yeah, music, the fantastic score. Excellent score. Soundtracks are underrated, guys. Soundtracks are underrated. In video games, they get way more attention, I think. But in movies, like, I don't know. Sometimes they like I don't know. What do you guys think of Hans Zimmer? I'm not a huge fan of Hans Zimmer. He gets a lot of attention. But The Wrestler is his best. Yeah. Well, we're guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream soon. I was gonna go over some other drama, but I think I'll save that for another time. There's some issue with a guy that I was gonna have on my channel to debate about Hollywood. I was gonna talk about something to do with that, something to do with the Alec Baldwin situation. I was gonna have a panel to discuss that. I might try to get Nick Rekieta on to come talk about that. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't like just. I want to talk to different people. Let's see here, but yeah, that Alec Baldwin thing. I think next month is going to be his like I don't know if it's the trial or whatever, the culmination of all of it. And I've been reading a lot lately, and I've learned a lot of stuff. People are very, very, very ignorant of what the facts are. People are like, oh, you know, people think that he was like, he just randomly pointed it at somebody and pulled the trigger. And they don't know some of the stuff. They don't know that she told him to do it. She was like, no, move the gun. Pull the gun towards me, towards the camera. And he was being told to do these things. And other stuff. For example, this was a rehearsal. This was not during the shoot. People don't know that. People don't know that Hannah was not even in the building. She was not in the room, the armor. She was outside, and there was a chain of command that was broken. All kinds of stuff. People were like yelling at me about. They don't even know what they're talking about. But my whole point in this situation, by the way, we'll get into it later, is that I don't think Alec Baldwin or any actor should be necessarily criminally liable if something goes horribly wrong like that. And I have a lot of reasons why I think that. And I'll get into it. I got a lot of pushback for that on Twitter. Part of the reason I think that is because you don't want, as a movie producer, you don't want that. You don't want an actor getting in trouble with something like that, and then your entire movie's fucked because the armorer should take the fall. Ideally speaking, for the production of everything, like the armorer should take the fall as an optics perspective. Now that has nothing to do with the law, but it kind of lines up with the law in the same way, in the same capacity. It kind of does a little bit. And I have done a lot of research about it. I'm not simping for Baldwin. That's another misconception. People think, oh, you must, if you're defending Baldwin, you must be simping for Baldwin. No, if this was Keanu Reeves, I'd be saying the same thing. And a lot of you guys would be saying the same thing also. A lot of people would be like defending Keanu Reeves. If he made a mistake like that, they'd be like, oh shit, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. It must have been a horrible, horrible mistake, and it's probably someone else's fault. You know how that conversation would be totally different because Alec Baldwin is so hated by everybody. And I'm telling you, this is a deep rabbit hole, guys. Rabbit hole. Mr. Nobody as a character drama with Jared Leto. I know. I need to watch it. He wanted to do with his life, so he did everything hard to explain without spoiler. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I don't want spoilers. Mr. Nobody, though. Yeah, there's a lot of details people don't know about, including the fact that the gun was loaded with a bunch of dummy rounds, except one of the bullets, actually, guys, listen to this. One of the bullets was live, the rest were dummies. And not only that, people are like, all you had to do was look at the gun and check. An actual armorer broke it down, the same gun he was using, and literally said, I'll show videos later when I do the stream. He said, if you look at the gun and just look, if you inspect it yourself, there's no way to tell the difference between a dummy round and a live round. You have to take the bullets out of the particular gun that we're talking about. And it's like, this should have been done. The actual rules on set are the armorer and the prop master are supposed to double verify what goes in the gun, and then they hand it to the actor, and the actor doesn't have to do a jack shit. The actor's not supposed to do jack shit. They take it. There's a two-step verification process with the armor and the prop master, or the armor and the AD, or the armor and somebody else. The actor, if they start fidgeting with the gun, the protocol is to take the gun away from the actor and start all over again from scratch, because you do not want the actor to be the last line of defense when it comes to killing somebody or not. You don't want Alec Baldwin saying, oh yeah, I think this is a dummy round. I think we're good. And then pulling the trigger and killing somebody. Are you stupid? You're out of your fucking mind? No. And I'm tired of people being ignorant about it. And we need to talk about it. We have to. We're going to talk about it, guys. We're going to go into it in depth. I'm going to have a big panel discussion about it. If you disagree with me, you're welcome to come on the stream and give your whatever data or information that you have, and we can talk about it. He was handed a loaded gun. Whoever loaded it is at fault. In the case only of a Hollywood movie production, yes. If it's our other situation, by the way, guys, there's no other job in the world ever, no other job where you're supposed to point a gun at somebody that you don't want to kill for your job. I mean, if you're talking about self-defense, that's not a job. Or like the military, it's not. There's no job where you point guns at people for fun. That's not a thing. So what happens is, Hollywood has necessary special protocols and special rules that are outside of the realm of the law. You should look into this. You should look into their pyrotechnics laws and their vehicle laws. They drive cars at high speeds in Hollywood movie productions that are 100% illegal outside of the production. 100% would never be allowed to drive it on the road, but they get away with it because they're making a fucking movie. And this applies to guns as well. And like I said, you don't want the actor to be the last line of defense. That's my perspective. And we'll talk about it. Some guy was like, they should get rid of all guns, and they should get rid of all practical effects, and they should only do CGI everything. And I was like, what? I was like, does that include like Top Gun? He was like, yes, those planes are dangerous. They're gonna kill somebody. And I was like, you're a fucking retard. And then I think I'm gonna try to get him to come on and talk to me, because he was virtue signaling so hard. And a lot of these people will do that. They act like these leftists who, like, if they see like two black, oh my God, I do that a lot. Sorry. If they see like two black guys get shot in like a week by cops, they're like, oh my God, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. And then they virtue signal and say, got to abolish the police. Well, you know what? They're doing the same thing with Alec Baldwin. They're like, we can't have any dangerous anything whatsoever in Hollywood, even though only one person in the last 40 years has died. Out of billions and billions and trillions of rounds of firearms that has been, like, just think about how many television shows, like Law and Order, how many Law and Order episodes, how many movies every single year, how many shit that you've never heard of has guns. It's the most, by the way, a Hollywood movie production is the safest place to be. Safest place to be around guns, by far. Please don't over exaggerate and overcompensate and say, gotta have CGI rubber guns in every production. No, you know what? I don't care. I honestly don't care. Don't care. If somebody dies once every 50 years, fuck it. That's called life. You can't regulate life to the point where nobody dies of anything. That's psycho. That's delusional. That's delusional. And people like seeing real guns, guys. They like seeing the close up of the real revolver with the thing. Go watch The Deer Hunter. Go watch The Deer Hunter right now. Real gun. Robert De Niro puts a real gun up to his head and pulls the trigger in the Russian roulette scene. That's an actual fucking real gun. They didn't die, but they used it in the movie. People are like, it's the first time they've ever used a real gun in a movie. That Alec Baldwin fucked up. No, they use real guns all the time. John Wick has real guns. People don't know these things. And they're very ignorant and snobs on Twitter. And they're like, people act like they know what they're talking about, and they scream. If you don't know what you're talking about, please don't talk about it. I don't talk about climate change at all, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I just like, oh yeah, the climate's kind of warming, I guess. You know what I mean? I talk about it a little bit. That's probably a bad example because I've done some research, but you know what I mean, Lance? Like, it just bothers me. Did you all see Brandon Herrera's video on it? No, I didn't. I definitely could do more to protect everyone involved. I don't think they could do anything more to protect anyone involved. How could they do more than one death in 50 years? Like, how can you do better than that? Otherwise, are you saying it's possible to have this like utopia where like nobody ever breaks any kind of protocol? It's impossible. I don't know what you're talking about. It's actually impossible. That's what people on the left say about gun laws. We got to increase gun laws. Got to make gun laws harder to get guns so criminals don't fucking obey the gun laws. And it's like a delusional argument. You can't force a utopian society. You can't do it with like laws. It doesn't work. Same thing with movie sets. It doesn't work. It's not going to work. You're going to lose that argument, buddy. I'm sorry. The whole, we have to make sure it never happens again on a 1 in a million thing. Yeah, I don't like that mentality. I agree. I think you're agreeing with me. They could have had a gun with firing pin removed. I mean, Alec Baldwin might have thought he had a prop gun. I mean, you guys, it's not the actor's responsibility to know everything about the guns. It's the armorer's responsibility. It's not the act. Especially, imagine giving a gun to an extra who shows up for a day to get $100, have to hold a gun in the background of a set and point it towards the camera. Imagine every single movie set ever, or television production, trusting the actor to check the guns. That's delusional. You're going to get many people killed if you do that. You have to have the armor be the final the final shield wall of protection. And the armorer says, okay, you're good to go. You're good to go. If the armorer says you're good to go, you don't need to check. If the armorer hands you, think about this. If the armorer hands Keanu Reeves an AK-47 with like a 60 round mag and says, all right, you're good to go. You can fire down the hallway. Is he going to go, no, I'm going to take this mag out, unload all 60 rounds, check all 60 round bullets, and then reload all 60 bullets back into the gun himself? No, that's stupid. The armorer already did it, and the armorer knows more than Keanu Reeves knows. It's stupid, and the armorer, if an actor starts doing that on set, the armorer should be like, whoa, 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 don't touch that, don't touch that, don't touch that. Because actors don't know what the fuck they're doing. Guys, it's the most clear-headed. I don't know how people are confused about this. It blows my mind. Wasn't the armorer like a literal child? Yeah. Now, I'm not saying Baldwin shouldn't be charged as a producer. He fucked up. He probably hired her. I don't know the details about how she got hired, but maybe he should be charged as a producer. That's not what I'm saying. Got my first gun in junior high. I had multiple guns since high school. Never shot anyone. Yeah, the guns don't shoot anyone. We're not getting rid of real guns on movie sets. The guns aren't the problem. It's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Do we know why they wanted blank guns instead of for rehearsal? No. I can't get into this more because I don't even know how. I know a lot of shit about this, but I need to do more research. Excuse me. We have to make sure it never. They could have a gun without a firing pin. Yeah, I mean, like they probably should have. There's no way live rounds should have been on the set. If Keanu did it, why not do it a second time just to make sure it was working? I know. Well, they should not have a fire. And see, this is another misconception. Malazan, you're not, maybe you just don't know, but they said they should not have a firearm that's capable of shooting it at all. That's incorrect because you have to. If you want to fire blanks in a movie with flash, muzzle flash or smoke coming out of the end of a gun, it has to be able to shoot. It has to be able to hit the blank and project the smoke out the end of the gun. It's the only way for it to happen. They have to use a real gun. But in that case, you have to make sure it's a blank or a dummy or a blank. Otherwise, you have to CGI everything, and the CGI flash, guys, the CGI muzzle flashes are not good, and they don't have any recoil of the gun, and the actors are going to fuck up, and it's going to look it's not necessary. It's totally unnecessary to have CGI everything, especially when only one person died in the past 50 years. It's just not necessary. But people don't know that. People don't know the difference between dummy rounds and blanks. I didn't even know the difference until I researched it. Scootran says, I'm not saying it's Baldwin's fault. They can and have used hired standards. Yeah, they need to fix something. Something went horribly wrong, and I don't know how they're going to fix that. I'm not sure. I mean, it's 99.999999999% of the time. It's fine. So maybe they don't need to do anything, and maybe that was a freak situation where somebody broke protocol that was in place, just like gun laws are broken all the time, and that's how violent crime occurs. Just because violent crime happens doesn't mean we have to increase gun laws. That's delusional. Criminals don't obey gun laws. Is that we just have to accept that people are going to die in our society. It's a sad reality, but some people. I just don't like the virtue signaling of we have to get down to 0 deaths every year. Unless we get to that point, I'm going to post a black square in my profile picture on Twitter and until we get to 0 deaths for 10 straight years. That is the most childish argument. You're actually a child if you think that about gun violence. Yeah, guys, I don't care about. Now look, the Batman movie, when they did the this hallway scene when he was boom, 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 lighting up the. Here, let me find it. Let me find it. Watch this. Just watch this for a second, guys. Now, that's fucking badass, right? Guess what they did? They did everything with practical effects, no CGI. The visual CGI they did do is add bullet. They added the bullets bouncing off his chest. That's the only thing they did add. Everything else was muzzle flash with real guns, guys. Real guns in a hallway. And it looks so cool. And there's nothing wrong with it. They didn't, you know what I mean? It was probably extremely safe. Oh, hey, Zax, what's up? I'm just describing how the Batman movie used real guns in that hallway sequence. And nobody cares about that for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, that was an awesome scene. And you could do it with CGI, but it's not as cool. Like Christopher Nolan, I don't know, guys. Like I'm still like, I would much rather see practical effects with everything possible. Everything. Christopher Nolan does this. Like that rotating cylinder room, that rotating hallway scene in Inception, that was all practical effects. Imagine if they tried to do that with CGI, it would just look stupid. Like and anything in Dunkirk. Imagine Dunkirk, but like without all this practical effects. And you know what they're doing in Oppenheimer? He fucking blew up holy shit. Did anybody watch this? Wait, before I leave, we're gonna watch this. Look at this. Holy my God. I just watched this the other day.
I've been making films for the big screen for a long time now. Everything is about that larger-than-life experience that we're intending to give the audience.
Nolan's talking about like larger-than-life experiences, giving the audience what they want, doing everything practical as much as possible. This movie is about the atomic bomb, okay?
It's at the end of things. I knew I wanted to try and do it in some ways in camera.
It read on the page as the most exciting sequence. And I definitely was scratching my head about how we were going to achieve it.
There was a huge effort in terms of utilizing.
Oh, by the way, guys, Jack says all practical effects, please. Sick of CGI. You're right, but you're gonna get people calling you a murderer just for having that opinion. People are the left does the same thing. If you don't support gun violence, you're pro murder of black people. If you don't support taking guns out of production sets on films, you're pro murdering cinematographers, apparently. It's the stupidest fucking argument. I'm tired of it. It's actually retarded. No.
Current technology in a way that hasn't been done before.
This film is so complex and ambitious. I just don't think he would have been able to pull it off 10 years ago.
Shit, how are we going to do this? Because he's going to want to do this for real.
We all know that Chris is, very big on getting everything in camera and doing things as real as possible.
Assume you're doing it until told otherwise.
We shot it at the end because we knew that we would have to learn how to do all this stuff.
So apparently they shot the bomb sequence at the very end of production, which makes sense, I guess.
Before we got to that sequence.
When we arrived there, we felt ready to do that.
Oh, Hoyt van Hoytema. That's his name. I think that's his name. Hoyt van Hoytema. This guy is the cinematographer. One of the best on the planet Earth. I can't wait for this movie. It's going to be so beautiful.
Felt ready to do that. I'm ready to apply it to like a real big set piece.
To make it sing to today's audiences, I sort of felt like for me to really engage with it, I wanted it to have bigger possibilities. I wanted to do it in a way that I was excited about.
Oh, before I finish this, yeah, Shield Wall of Dragons, you're right. I'm not shitting on CGI. I love CGI. Planet of the Apes trilogy actually blows my mind every time I watch it. I love motion capture. I love what James Cameron's doing. There's nuance in every conversation, and you shouldn't be 100%. You should be accepting of different tools like that. Like CGI is essential. It's essential for Avatar. You can't do it without CGI. And Planet of the Apes and Gollum and Lord of the Rings. You cannot make that without it. Can't. And anyone who's like, I hate every CGI I've ever seen, they're lying. They're just lying. Ignore those people. Did he launch a real nuke? Like, what am I looking at?
Enormous. It's extraordinary to set eyes upon. So you just can't recreate the elements like we had to deal with there.
I remember at the end of the day, like I was dizzy and I was standing next to Nilo Otero and, and standing next to Chris, and we called cut. And I remember Chris just kind of calmly looked over at Nilo and I. Chris goes, "That was good." And Nilo and I just looked at each other and just sat back. We just started laughing. I was just like, I remember coming to my hotel room that night, just collapsing.
It's very much.
So, okay, so that's that. What the fuck, guys? Did he launch a nuke? Did they blow up a fucking nuke? I can't. They're not being very articulate about it. I think they're. The nuke in Twin Peaks episode 3 is going to be hard to beat. Yeah. Yeah. Like, what the hell, guys? That sounds wild. And like I said, there was some guy on Twitter who was like saying that this kind of stuff should be banned in Hollywood. And he's like, and he was also making the argument that like Hollywood shouldn't have special privileges. And he was like making this argument, this like anti-Hollywood argument. He was trying to be like anti-woke and at the same time say that Hollywood has, I don't know. He was like, he's confused. If he still wants to come on, I'll debate him later this week or something.
Cinematic. It's something that you have to see on the screen. It's a grand scale entertainment. And for me, that was always the ambition for the film.
Dude, Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, James Cameron are like the peak pinnacle of what, when you think of the word, just think about this. When you think of the word movie, like what is a movie? I think of Tarantino. I think of Christopher Nolan, and I think of James Cameron. And Martin Scorsese and a couple other people. But there are certain directors who are like pushing boundaries every time. And a movie is supposed to be like this awe-inspiring thing that you stare at for 2 hours on a big screen. And that's kind of that's like the apex. There's almost like nothing more epic than a great movie in a theater. There's like on the planet Earth, there's almost nothing more epic than going to the theater and watching a great blockbuster movie. Maybe going to a concert with like 30,000 people, or maybe going to like the Super Bowl. But I would argue that like watching like Terminator 2 or like Lord of the Rings at a theater with like 300 other people is like the pinnacle achievement of like humanity. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, there's nothing more incredible than that experience on the planet Earth. That's just me. I like movies, but like, as a human, like collaborative effort, achievement kind of thing, it's like, that's like the peak, guys. That's the peak. It's just creativity, expertise, talent, science, engineering, all kinds of it. It's all culminating into like a spectacle on a giant screen. Movie or film, same thing. I'm not a snob about. There's some people who are like, well, that's a film, that's a movie, that's a flick. Fucking Reddit autists are like, well, that's just a flick. It's not really a film. And then they're like, okay, well, that's not a movie. That's Kino. It's Kino. They have like this. Oh, they're so annoying. These people. Don't ever go on Reddit and talk about movies. It's a fucking disaster. I love like art house movies and like weird shit like David Lynch and like Ingmar Bergman and fucking I love that stuff. But I'm not going to be like, well, that's a film. Toy Story's a movie. Transformers is a flick. You know what I mean? Like that's like gay. Like you're being really corny and stupid and autistic. James Cameron and Spielberg make movies. Scorsese makes films. I mean, I don't really. I use them interchangeably. I know what you're saying. That's everybody knows that. Well, no, actually, James Cameron, Spielberg, and Scorsese are all pretty similar, in my opinion. Although Jaws is much more like a movie than like Wolf of Wall Street or something. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm just not like autistic about it. I use the words interchangeably. Auteur directors. Yeah, there's like a difference between directors who are artists, like writers. Like you can, like fucking Charles Dickens or Edgar Allan Poe. Like you can, there's artists, and then there's like people who like, Dean Koontz or something, who's like, just kind of like I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I need to go get a drink. Cronenberg, A History of Violence is fantastic. Yeah. I want to do a movie stream again soon. I want to do like a tier list. I want to get back into talk. I might have Kino Corner on. I've been talking with him about a project lately. Hi James. But video game adaptations was what started this whole stream, and we got away from it. I'm sorry. I've been rambling. I was supposed to wrap up like 30 minutes ago. I don't know what I'm gonna watch tonight. Watch some movies, play some games. I'm playing Escape from Tarkov lately. It's kind of a fun game. Yeah, but we'll get into all that stuff. All the Alec Baldwin stuff. I want to have Nick Rekieta on to talk about it because he knows. He knows. Man, and then this Wednesday, tune into Flaccid's channel. I think we're gonna have a little, or Zach's. Maybe it's Zach's channel. If Zach is still in the chat, maybe you can link your channel. This Wednesday, we're talking about this show and on zombies. If you like zombies, tune in Wednesday to one of Zach's or Flaccid Phoenix, but sub to both of them. But we're going to be talking about zombies or something. I can't remember. Ed Harris is fantastic. Viggo Mortensen is amazing. Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to do an actors tier list. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, there's so many good actors on here. Oh, man. But yeah, it's on Zach's channel. Everybody sub to Zach's. He's got a good channel. And Mark. Everybody here has a channel. What the fuck? Mark Cyborg's got a channel. And yeah, I like zombie shit. Love zombie shit. We'll talk about that. I wrote a zombie story, guys. Oh, I wrote a zombie short story and it's really, really cool. I just don't know how to like put it out there. It's from the perspective of a zombie. It's actually kind of interesting. Like I was a creative writing minor in college and I did this as one of my projects. Could I get someone with Hollywood to talk? I want to talk to an armorer. I've been asking around. I would love to talk to a professional armorer or weapons prop master. 100%. Great idea. Yeah, Wednesday at 10 o'clock on Zax's channel, talking about zombies. There's nothing else going on Wednesdays, guys. You just go watch that one. That's why I think. Wait, can I do a little poll here? What's better for you guys if I do streams consistently? Because I'm still trying to figure it out. Wednesdays or no, not Wednesdays. Mondays or Thursdays? That's what I'm kind of might be doing. And I might occasionally do Saturdays, a weekend stream, but I want to do a consistent weekday stream, either Monday or Thursday. What do you like better? Oh my God, yeah, we got to talk about World War Z. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about with that. I'm gonna save my World War Z rant for Wednesday. Great book. Great book. Yeah. But all right, guys. Well, like The Last of Us, maybe wait until the whole season comes out and binge it. Like that one guy was saying. Although I thought he was talking about like the whole show, like. But maybe wait till the season comes out and binge it. Come join us if you want to. Oh, you're talking right now? Oh boy. Maybe I'll get off and go hop on Flaccid's channel for a bit. I need to go upstairs and get a drink and take a smoke break. Like my boys my boys behind me. I gotta go do a Hideo Kojima upstairs for a bit. Yeah. Migrate over to Flaccid Phoenix's channel. Oh, one more thing. I was gonna do a giveaway. I think we determined that I should get a PS5 version. I'll figure it out. But for the Harry Potter thing. And maybe this Thursday I'll do a giveaway. I keep forgetting, guys. I'm sorry. The one guy that won the art print last time got it, and he says he likes it. So I was happy that cost a little bit expensive to ship. I have to figure out how to ship these art prints better, cheaper. But I have a ton of art prints I'm trying to give away. Oh, do you remember DSP when he was giving away? He was like, do you remember when DSP was giving away empty game cartridges or empty game boxes without the game and with his autograph on the front? You remember that? And he was like trying to hype everybody up. He was like, wouldn't you guys like to have an empty box with my signature on it? And he's trying to like get people to like tune into his stupid fucking stream because he's a loser. And you remember that? Oh my God. Now I'm trying to do the same thing, obviously, but I'm small channel. I'm trying to grow my channel and I'm giving away actual interesting stuff like art prints. Not an empty game box with my signature on it. That's the dumbest thing ever. What was he thinking? You know what I'm talking about? Guys, it's so stupid. Wait, let me find the I'm not going to play it, but I'll show you where you can look this up. There was a great, excellent video breakdown of this recently. And it was I don't want it wasn't was it Asmongold? No, it wasn't Asmongold. It was, hold on, I'm going through my history here. Somebody in the chat might know what I'm talking about. It was like it was like an hour-long DSP documentary that just came out. Oh, it's a Gundam. It's a Gundam. Here it is.
Over and over and over again. On top of that, remember, didn't DSP already do a debunk stream back when the Pro Jared thing was going on, remember? And on top of that, let's be real. Phil roasting Pro Jared for like cheating or whatever.
I couldn't believe it when I saw this because I didn't know about it.
That's like one of Phil's big stories. The only other thing anyone could ask him would be questions he doesn't. I guess
I can't. I'm not going to be able to find it. This is such a long video.
Streamed.
That's ass.
But like Nick Recada's in this. Ryan Kinnell's in this. This just came out like 5 days ago. It's a really good video. Look, it's called "The Day Moist Critical Destroyed DSP." Everyone go watch it. It's a Gundam. It's a great video.
DSP.
I love you, chat. I love you guys.
What's that? Oh yeah, you're right, Jack. You're right. Are they smoking Camel unfiltered? I don't know. I smoke Camel menthol. Oh, you give away Steam code? That's cool. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that quick because it's funny.
Diligence is what. Do one.
All right. Well, maybe we'll hop on over to Flaccid Phoenix's channel. I'm going to keep my zombie Lofti avatar for the whole week, just for fun. The cool thing about being a VTuber is like you could like do theme. Like I can do themed costumes for my character, dress up. Kind of like Angry Joe does for his videos. Like if he does a Star Wars video, he'll whip out his like, you know, Darth Vader helmet and stuff. It's kind of cool. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate everybody for sticking around. A lot of you guys stick around the whole stream, and I'm like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's why I try not to be boring. Try not to be boring. I think we're doing well. This is the 7th. This is Lofty Lounge number 7. I think we're hitting our stride a little bit. Yep. Thank you, Shield. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks, Cyborg Mark, for joining, and everybody else. All right. Well, bye-bye, and go sub to Flaccid. Go watch Flaccid Phoenix's stream if you're bored. I don't know what else is on right now. But alrighty, boys. Gonna go mess with the Flaccids. Nice. All right, see you guys.